Hi, welcome to Jilly G's Kitchen. Today we are going to make chicken enchiladas with my homemade gluten-free tortillas. And I've got everything ready. I've got tortillas already made. In here I have a mixture of chicken breasts and chicken thighs, and I've already cooked them. You can cook them however you want. If you want to boil them or bake them. I actually did mine in the Instant Pot. And so I've got all those pieces in here, and I'm going to bring you in closer for a look of the easiest way that I found to shred chicken, and then I'll show you how we put the rest of it together. So in this bowl, as I mentioned, I've got a couple of different parts of chicken, mostly cooled off, but who knew you could use beaters. And just like that, shredded chicken. Okay, so we have our shredded chicken here, and in here we are going to add 3 cans of green chilies and 1 can of, I cut up some olives, and this is a larger batch than what we'll need for a 9 by 13, but this mixture freezes really well, and so I always do extra, and then all you do is mix your filling together and then put it in a Ziploc bag or a container in the freezer, and then it's ready to go whenever you want. All you have to do is make the sauce. You could even freeze some of the sauce too, but I usually make the sauce fresh. Ooh. Hope my bowl is big enough. Okay, so 3 cans of green chilies, 1 can of cut up olives goes in here, some cumin, 1 teaspoon. Actually, I think we'll do about 1.5 teaspoons because it's a little bit bigger. And then we'll just mix this around. And we're going to add cheese in here too, so you want to make sure your chicken isn't really warm. We'll actually add a little bit of sauce in too when that's finished, which actually then it doesn't matter because the cheese will melt a little bit then too. So I have some cheddar Monterey Jack cheese. You can use whatever kind you like. So I'm just going to put some in, and we'll sprinkle some on actually later on the top. And then this right here could just go into the freezer, as I mentioned. It's all ready. All you would have to do is just make your sauce. And if you have tortillas in the freezer, you're good to go. So now we're going to start on the sauce. And I actually have the oven at 375. In this pan, I have 1 stick of butter. We're going to add in 1 large onion, and we're just going to let that saute. I'm going to add in about 1/2 teaspoon of salt and about the same of pepper. And then I also am going to do 1 heaping teaspoon of cumin, and we're just going to let that saute around. I'm actually going to switch to a wooden spoon here. So you just want this to cook down till the onions are a little bit softer, and then we'll add in some garlic, and this is on medium-high heat. So that's looking pretty good. I'm going to put in the garlic now. I have about 2 cloves of garlic. And now I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of flour. This is my gluten-free flour blend. And you just want to let this cook for just a minute. And then we're going to add in 32 ounces of chicken stock. I'm just going to get this mixed in before I add in the whole carton. And it's already getting pretty thick. We're just going to add in the rest. And we just want this to come to a boil, and then turn the heat down a little bit. We want it to get a little bit thicker. And we're just about ready to take it off the heat. So now we've had it off the heat for a few minutes. It still is steaming. And we're just going to continue stirring it for a few minutes just to cool it down a little bit. And I have 2 cups of sour cream. And you want to just stir this until it's nice and combined. And it will get thicker as it sits. It's actually really thick right now, but it will get even thicker. So we're going to just put this aside, and we're going to start getting our enchiladas ready. I do lasagna style. because my homemade tortillas, they're soft, but they're not, I didn't make them big enough to roll into an enchilada. But with this recipe, you notice that it doesn't matter. Even if you did them long ways, you still might cut one in half. And so if you just cut it like lasagna, then nobody knows the difference. So I'm going to put a little bit of sauce here in the bottom. And we'll just kind of spread that around a little bit. And I'll just kind of use a tortilla to kind of spread it around as well. So I'm just going to layer them in. And I don't mind if they overlap. These are my homemade gluten-free flour tortillas. So first layer, and then we're going to do a layer of the chicken filling. You can do however many layers you'd like if you wanted them to be a little bit thinner. Okay, that looks pretty good. I know there's already some cheese in here, but I am going to put some cheese between layers. Just a little bit extra. And now we're going to ladle on some sauce. I'm just going to kind of spread it around just a little bit. You don't want it to be soggy. And we are going to pour more sauce on the top, so it's okay if there's not a lot between the layers here. And our next layer of tortillas. And then we'll just repeat the process one more time. I think that's about all that will fit in this pan. And we'll just spread this out. I am going to put a cookie sheet under this just in case it bubbles over. And if you wanted to even make this a day ahead, you could. You could even do it just like this, even with the sauce, and put the whole thing in the freezer. That actually works out really well too. I'm not going to put any more cheese. Well, yeah, I will. Just a little bit. And then another layer of sauce. And we're going to spread this layer around. Okay, our last layer of tortillas. Okay. And then I'm just going to put sauce and then cheese, and then I have some freshly chopped cilantro. And because the sauce is warm and the chicken wasn't cooked that long ago, so it's mostly room temperature, it shouldn't take too long in the oven to just kind of heat everything through. I'm just going to spread this around to see how much we've got before I add more. Because some will kind of seep down to the sides and the bottom. Some more cheese. So we'll just finish up with the cheese on top. Oh, and then I'm going to sprinkle on some cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, you don't have to put that in, but it kind of looks pretty. I'm going to put this on a cookie sheet, just in case. It shouldn't boil over, but you never know. So into the oven, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. We'll probably go about a half hour to start. Again, the oven is at 375, so about a half hour, and I'll check it and see where we're at. Okay, our enchiladas are ready to take out of the oven. It didn't bubble over like I was afraid that it would, but it looks pretty good. Golden delicious and bubbling hot. So we should let it cool for a minute, but I can't wait. Woo. First one's always hard to get out. And here it is. Homemade chicken enchiladas with homemade gluten-free tortillas. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.